Hello everybody, welcome to today's tech profile. Today we are doing mutants. This is a really odd archetype. It's almost like virtual world in a way. It really depends on what you banish, what you use for the summons, to see what you can kind of get out of your plays. I know that makes no sense. The deck really doesn't make much sense, but let's hop right into it and I'll see if I can explain it a little better. Starting off with a playset of Mutant. If you control a mutant card, you can special this from your hand. You contribute this card, then banish one mutant card from your hand or deck. Special summon one monster from your hand or deck based on the banished card, but lose life points equal to special summon monster's attack. You banished a monster for the effect, you get to summon Mutant Beast. If you banished a spell, you get to summon Mist. If you banished a trap, you can special summon Mutant Arsenal. All of them work. That second effect, they all share. Where you contribute this to banish another one. All of the little guys do that. This is the only one that can special itself, though, by its own effect. So you want to play 3 Mutant. Then 3 Mutant MO5. Mutant MO5, when it's no more special summoned, will allow you to add a mutant monster from your deck to your hand. Usually you'll go for your mutant. Then you can tribute this card, banish a card from hand or face up field to special summon a monster from your hand or deck based on the banished card. A monster, you summon Beast. Spell, you summon Mist. Trap, you summon Arsenal. So this is another one of your starters. The third starter is ST46. When it's no more special summon, you can add a mutant, spell, or trap from your deck to your hand. You can tribute this card, then banish one card from your hand or face up field, especially a monster from your hand or deck based on the banished card. A monster, Beast, spell, Mist, trap, mutant, Arsenal. You have one more of the summoners, and it's Mutant GB88. During your opponent's main phase, if Mutant Evolution Labs in your field spell zone, you can quick effect special this from your hand, tribute this card, banish one card from your hand or face up field to special 1 level 8 mutant that is banished during your grave. It's recursion. Usually I just use this as fodder for one of these 3, but he is a decent card to play during your opponent's turn. Now, for the actual cards, Mutant Mist can only be a special summon with the effect of a mutant card. Your opponent cannot target this card with spell effects. When your opponent activates a trap card, quick effect, banish a card from your hand or field to draw 2 cards. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can target a banished mutant monster and add it to your hand. We're then playing 1 Mutant Beast. It can only be special summoned by a mutant card. Your opponent cannot target this card with monster effects. When your opponent activates a spell or effect, quick effect, banish 1 card from your hand or field, negate the activation. If you do, banish that card. If it's destroyed, you can target a mutant trap and add it to your hand. And finally, 1 copy of Mutant Arsenal. Can only be special summoned by a mutant card. You cannot target this card with trap effects. Your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, banish 1 card from your hand or field, then target a monster on the field and banish it. If this card is destroyed, you can add one of your mutant spells from grave or banish to hand. That's it for the monsters. It's not a large amount of monsters, but you don't want to draw any of the big mutants or else they're kind of dead in your hand. Not dead, but they're not as useful. 3 copies of the field spell, Mutant Evolution Lab. When this card is activated, you can special summon one of your level 4 or lower mutant monsters from your hand, or that is banished. Mutant monsters you control gain 100 attack for each of your banished mutant cards with different names. Once per turn, during your main phase, you can place a mutant monster from your hand to the bottom of the deck. If you do, draw a card. It's a consistency booster, it's return, and it boosts their attack. This is a fantastic field spell. Definitely want to play it at 3. I play 3 copies of Mutant Blast. You can equip only to a level 8 or higher mutant. To start a damage step, if the equipped monster attacks your opponent, an opponent's special summon monster, you can banish that opponent's monster. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can banish this card to send the monster equipped. If you do special level 8 mutant with a different original attribute from your hand or deck. So this will banish your opponent's monster and make your monster into a DD warrior lady, pretty much. And then you can tag out your big guys for other big guys. But in the end, it's also fodder for your starters. 3 copies of Mutant Fusion. Mutant Fusion has the effect that you can fusion a Mutant Fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your hand or field. If you want to activate a card or effect this turn, you can use up to 1 from your deck and grave as material. This is a great way to fusion summon out one of your 2 bosses, but it's also another great card to just banish for your starters. All of those starters are psychic, so you can use E-Telly. Definitely play it at 3, because it's fantastic. 1 for 1 to get Mutant out. 1 reasoning, because other than the 3 big guys, you're playing different levels. 1 Terraforming for the field spell, and 1 Monster Reborn for Revival. That's it for the spells. We're now going to move on to the traps. Playing 3 Cry. During the main phase, you can fusion summon 1 Mutant Fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling cards among your field, or grave, or face-up banished. This is a pretty good fusion spell, especially going first, because then it can set up your Ultimaeus or your Synthesis on your opponent's turn, so you can get some more negates going on. 3 Mutant Clash. When you activate this card, you can target a mutant monster. An effect monster your opponent controls. Banish a mutant monster from your grave, and if you do, negate the effect of your opponent's monster till the end of this turn. When 8 or higher mutant destroys an opponent's monster by battle, draw a card. So it's a negate for the deck, which it does kind of need a little bit for monsters. But as always, with the rest of them, it's banish fodder. And finally, 3 copies of Mutant Expansion. When you activate this card, take a level 4 or lower mutant monster from your deck, either add it to your hand or special summon it. If a level 8 or higher mutant monster would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish this card instead. So it's protection. It also lets you search on activation. It's another generally good card that you can also just banish for your mutants. And finally, moving on to the extra deck, playing 2 copies of Synthesis. I would play 3, but I don't have 3. It takes 2 mutants with different attributes. If this card is fusion summoned, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can activate this effect for the rest of the turn. This face-up card is unaffected by effects of an opponent's card with the same type, monster, spell, or trap, as the same card that they used. If this fusion summon card is destroyed, you can add one of your banished mutant cards to hand. And once again, I would play 3 Ultimus, but I only have the 1. It takes 3 level 8 or higher mutants, so you'd have to fuse your 3 boss guys, your Arsenal, your Beast, and your Mist. If a card effect is activated, you can banish a mutant card from your hand, grave, or face-up field with the same type to negate the activation. If you do, banish that card. If this is destroyed by a card effect, you can target up to 3 of your banished mutant cards, 1 monster, 1 spell, 1 trap, and add them to your hand. So it's a very fun, weird kind of deck, but it is an absolute blast to play. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you have anything you want to see me do on the channel, or you want to help out, try hitting the notification bell, liking, subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.